Well, good evening. Welcome to St. Peter's first ever online musical arts concert. My name is Adam Lefever Hughes, and I'm the director of music at St. Peter's, right here. In an effort to minimize in-person contact in large groups and to keep everyone safe, this year we're hosting a variety of concerts using this online format. We hope these concerts will continue to enlighten and serve the community. I firmly believe that the arts are part of what make us who we are as human beings. We're created to create. And we're so glad to still be able to share these moments with you in this format. All of this year's concerts will be put together by people with personal connections to St. Peter's. In addition to tonight's program of piano and organ music, our New Day Praise Band will be presenting a concert on November 21st. Mason Emmert, a former member here at St. Peter's and current director of music at St. John's Lutheran in Boyertown, will present a concert on February 6th. And the Children of St. Peter's will present a musical on March 27th. Yes, the children will present a musical. That'll be a fun one. So due to the relatively low costs associated with presenting these concerts in this format, and these particular concerts, instead of asking for donations to offset our costs, we're asking that you take this chance to give money to support those who have been hit hard by the COVID pandemic. As a suggestion, we offer up the Lancaster Food Hub, which provides assistance with food, clothing, and shelter to our neighbors in need. You can donate by clicking the website below or by sending a check directly to the Lancaster Food Hub. Their address, you can find it online, but I'll tell you it's 812 North Queen Street. That's 812 North Queen Street. Your support of our community is deeply valued, so we really appreciate anything that you can give to help out. So, on to today's concert. Today's concert is a tour of about 200 years of Western keyboard music. Western, I really mean like European. So, keyboard music has changed a lot over the years, and we're pleased to present a concert which demonstrates this change over time. So we're going to start this evening with the Grand Master of keyboard music, Johann Sebastian Bach. The Grand Master. There's no other way to put it. And Valerie Lefever Hughes, Director of Music at Emmanuel Lutheran and my better half, will treat us to the great Fantasy and Fugue in G minor, which was composed in 1720. This piece in two movements explores a freely composed style of the fantasy. There's lots of fast notes, and then sometimes it just sort of slows down, and there's these moments of great gravitas. And then the second movement is in a more rigid compositional form. It's a fugue, so you'll hear a theme, and it kind of goes bum 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 bum. When you hear that, you know that's the theme. It's presented at the beginning, and you'll hear it imitated throughout. So you can kind of make a game of it, count how many times you hear that theme in the fugue. So without further ado, here we go. Thank you, Valerie. Next up, we jump forward about 80 years to hear Beethoven's Sonata, Opus 27, number 2, otherwise affectionately known as the Moonlight Sonata. So shout out to my dad, it's one of his favorites. This famous sonata begins with a slow first movement, which has a really dark and brooding feeling. And then that kind of gives way to a really easygoing second movement that you could really kind of dance to. So get up and dance while you listen. And the sonata finishes with a third movement that's just a storm of rage. There's no other, I mean, in a way that only Beethoven can do, just raging storm, centered around one particular theme which keeps coming back in a variety of keys and registers of the piano. So listen for that. This is again Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. Oh, but first, there's this large skip in time, right? 80 years. You would think that there would be some developmental steps, of course. Well, with this sonata, we hear the piano really come into its own. So here we go. Now we're going to take a brief moment to encourage you again to head to lancasterfoodhub.org/donate to give to support local need. So just kind of remind you that these concerts, we're able to bring them to you at a really low cost. And this year it's such a low cost that we're really hoping to be able to use this to support people in our community who have been hit hard by COVID. So it only takes a moment. It only takes a moment to give, and you can rest assured that your dollars will be going to support people in our midst who have been hit hardest by this pandemic. So thank you for your support. We're going to play a short video highlighting some of the work that Lancaster Food Hub does in our community, and we'll be back in about 2 minutes.
The Lancaster County Food Hub is a nonprofit registered 501c3 organization that serves Lancaster County. Rooted in faith and compassion, we provide services that honor the dignity of all by striving to meet the basic human needs of food, clothing, and shelter. We are easily accessible at our location on 812 North Queen Street in Lancaster City. Last year, we provided food to almost 36,000 individuals and helped over 11,000 people with much needed clothing, all at no cost to them.
Hello, my name is Bob, and I faithfully serve at the Lancaster Food Hub as a volunteer. My involvement at the Food Hub has refined my faith, and I have loved serving every Thursday and Friday. I help to distribute food, I take clients' groceries to their cars, and I prepare bags of dry good food items and stock the shelves. Sometimes I supervise the donation sorting and help to prepare fresh fruits and vegetables that are donated.
We are so grateful for volunteers like Bob who generously give of their time at the Food Hub. Our volunteers are truly the hands and feet of our organization. In fact, they donated 14,260 hours to help us serve our underserved neighbors. We invite you to partner with us as we continue meeting the basic needs of our community. Interested in learning more? Give us a call at 717-291-2261 or check out our website at lancasterfoodhub.org. Together, we can make a difference.
So we hope that you're able to help support folks in our community. Just a little note that if you decide to give online, there's a place where you can add a note, and we hope that you'll add St. Peter's Musical Arts in the notes field, just to let us know that we're making a difference in our community with these concerts. So thank you. All right, next up in our tour of keyboard music, we're only going ahead about 25 years to hear Schubert's Impromptu Opus 90 No. 2. So a lot can happen in 25 years, don't worry. This isn't exactly like what you just heard, and we'll hear that with this song. So it's a single movement, and this piece is meant to sound like it's being improvised in the moment. I promise you it's not, but actually being improvised, but it's supposed to sound like that. It starts with a section of scales that, once they start, just don't quit. And this gives way to a stormy middle section. It's almost martial in affect. And then the scales return, and Schubert combines the two ideas at the end of the piece for a whirlwind finish. So hope you stay on for that. So here is Schubert's Impromptu Opus 90 No. 2. fan club. Whew. Okay, so our second to last piece brings the energy down a little bit. And but we're going to move forward another 60 years. And so this dramatic shift comes from Debussy's Clair de Lune, which is actually part of a larger work called Suite Bergamesque. So Clair de Lune translates to moonlight. But this is a little different than the moonlight we may have experienced in Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata just earlier this evening. So this piece, it's used in a lot of movies. It's going to be familiar to you, I think, once you hear it, or maybe you already know. But it expresses this wonderful hope and just wonder and awe. It's a really great piece. So hope you enjoy it. So for our last piece this evening, we move ahead another 30 years, only 30 years, and we return to the organ for the final movement of Louis Viern's Organ Symphony No. 1. Vierne wrote a number of so-called symphonies for the organ, solo organ. They're really aptly named because of the variety of tonal colors he asks from the instrument. Fun facts to know and tell that my wife tells me all the time, that the organ is the king of instruments. And I think this is part of the reason why, is because so many different colors are possible. So this particular piece, it begins with a toccata theme in the hands. So lots of movement in the hands. And this theme toccata evolves throughout the piece. And then the theme, which is often found in the pedals, is just heroic. It's a heroic theme. You'll hear it. It's pretty awesome. So I just wanted to take a moment and thank you for joining us this evening for this tour of keyboard music. You know, all my professors in school said, never do a concert in chronological order. Well, I broke all the rules tonight, and we did it anyway. And I think it's really been kind of fun to go through the different eras. Of course, there's so much more to experience. We skipped a lot. But we hope that this has given you a little taste of what is out there. So tune in again for our next musical arts concert on November 21st, which will feature our New Day Praise Band. Woo! And with that, here now is the final movement of Viern's Organ Symphony No. 1.